All right, so I wanted to make a YouTube video here on, what type of stocks that I'm trading each and every day to see these 1,000, 2,000, 4,000% moves, especially that we've seen this week with so much volatility coming in. If you don't know me, I'm Hogan. I'm a profitable day trader. I've been trading the market for over 2 years now. I became profitable in May after a really long journey. And I just am sharing a little bit of feedback on, what was my struggles and how I was able to overcome them, looking at certain stock selection. So if you haven't already, I have other YouTube videos on trading market data, level two, other platform videos as well that you can definitely check out and see. But today I really want to get into what type of stocks are moving and making these crazy moves and why they're going up so much. And especially the type of market that we're in, I think it's really important to go over our first detail, and that's float. Float is one of the major factors when I'm trading a stock, what I'm looking at. And the reason is because, a stock has a certain amount of shares available to trade, right? So if we're trading a stock and we're looking at the overall picture of the stock, right? We have the circle here. This is the amount of stock that you can buy from a company. It's a very limited supply. It's a little weird circle here. You have people that are owning, that own the company, that run the company, that have shares of the company. And then you also have investors that own the company. And so maybe this is, the company's owners. So we'll just do owners here. And then we have investors here. And that only leaves a limited amount of supply for us retail traders that aren't associated with the company to trade. And the available shares to buy after, the rest of the shares are already gone is called the float. And the float is hugely important when you're trading these stocks because a simple equation of demand and supply. If there's low supply but very high demand, what happens to price? Price most of the time increases if there's not too much selling in the way of that. So what creates this demand? And the first thing we can look at when we're looking at demand is news. News is really important. If there's news on a stock, that means that this stock could have a potential of squeezing 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000%. So when we're looking at this level of criteria, what we're really looking at is what stocks are available to trade in this given market. And I use scanners to search the entire stock market to see what stocks are moving right now. So what I can see when I sit down each morning is I can see, okay, our leading gainer today is MAYAR. This stock is up 190%. It looks like it's a acquisition company after looking at it a little bit more. So really our first leading gapper is GCTK. This one has a float of 783,000 shares, right? So that's a really low float. That means if you take, 70,000 shares of this position, you own 10% of the company that's available to trade within that float. So, taking a large share size on this is a massive opportunity to buy most of the company up. And if a lot of other people are looking for details about that, you could see huge swings. I mean, we can just look at the 5 minute chart here, how nicely this moved up to 9, pulled back, and then, shot up to $14 a share. That move right there in itself is close to 100, 200% right there. So that's 200% move within just, a couple hours of day trading this stock, which was amazing for this company. And so after we look at the float and the news, then I'll look at the volume. Is volume increasing? Are buyers buying this stock up? We can see here on the 5 minute, as the stock is increasing, you can see the increasing in price also has an increase of buying volume down below. This right here has 2.5 million shares of volume just traded within this 5 minute period. So that means buyers are, as this price is moving higher and higher and higher, buying is just increasing, and it's creating this positive feedback for the stock where the supply is only limited, but the amount of buyers want to take shares of it and own this company is a lot. So if you get that in balance, it creates this spike in the price, and that's what we're looking to capitalize off of. And so going on, I think price has a big factor in it. If price is under $2 a share, typically it can be a little thickly traded. Like a lot of shares can be traded in and out of that company. But if you have a stock with price between 2 and 20, sometimes those can give the biggest moves in the entire market and give you a plethora of opportunities to buy with smaller accounts. You can get in with a pretty good share size and make pretty good money. And so the type of setup that I'm really looking for is a setup where I can feel comfortable buying a dip and looking for extension up higher. So our first case study today for our live trading archive is going to be COCP. This stock moved up this morning. It was a catalyst for a pharma company. You can see this here just underneath this level here. You'll see that COCP is the company. It's a pharma company. It came out with news that it has oral antiviral development for a neurovirus infection. So, the headline is very important. And if you want access to this live trading archive, you can get access to it through my Discord. My Discord, I post my P&Ls almost every single day in there. You get access to the live trading archives, which you can see, how I'm doing in the market each day, and then use it as case studies for your own. I don't give any financial advice out there, so please don't copy trade me. I do stream live on TikTok every morning at 7 a.m. EST, and then I go live in Discord at 9 a.m. So never copy trade me. I don't give out financial advice. I'm just looking to, help the educational and entertainment benefit of trading some of these stocks, because these are really volatile price action, especially this week. So if you're interested in it, link's going to be in the description for both of those, the Discord and the TikTok. So you can get, interested in that. So COCP, this stock is moving up. Right now we're up 126%, and we're looking for a little bit of a dip bounce here. What I'm seeing on the chart here is that we have a little bit of support down in this area at $3. $3 can typically be a level of psychological support if we're above it, and it can also be resistance if we're below it also. So what I'm really looking at right now is I'm seeing we're in the middle of a pullback. So potentially, if this wants to make a new high, this is the time that it might be a good opportunity to buy a dip, looking for the extension higher. So this is our first trade on COCP. I traded into my small account a little bit as well. I'm up 18 bucks on it. The small account, I typically trade with a little bit smaller share size, but on the bigger account, I typically trade with a lot larger share size, looking for extensions and continuation plays. So this is our first pullback, 1 minute pullback on the stock after breaking over VWAP, and this is a potential opportunity where we're coming down to the 9 EMA resistance, which is or a support level, which is a level that's highly respected in price action. Our 5 minutes also pulling back here as well. And then our 10-second chart is starting to kind of base out around this 3 level. So that gives me an idea. If we can get over this level of 330, we can potentially see this go from 330 to 350 to 349 back through high a day. And that's what I'm looking for. So off this 1 minute pullback, it's the 1 minute breakout pullback pattern. We see this all the time. The type of formation that I'm really looking at is going to be this right here, where we're moving up. One candle makes a new high, another candle makes a new high, and then we're looking for that momentary dip here, and I'm looking for the first candle to make a new high. And typically, sometimes I'll get in around a support level earlier for the anticipation through the break of the new high. So I'll get in a little bit earlier looking for the break through highs, and that's what typically works for me the best. So if we look at this chart here, there's a potential add up over 238. Let me just mute this here so you don't hear me, but I'll take a position of 1,300 shares, looking for the break up over the first candle to make a new high. So new candles formed here. I'll take a starter position for the break here, adding at 326, looking for the extension to 350, possibly if we hold 350, looking for the extension up to 370 and back to 4. Unfortunately, the momentum a little bit stalled out here. This move, had a really nice extension play, and it was pretty extended. We made 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 green candles in a row with a 3 candle bar pullback. So this is a little bit extended. Typically, sometimes you can have a little bit of resistance, but there's still opportunities to make money. Looking for these opportunities that are dip buy for the next candle to make a new high with confirmation. So let's just watch this back one more time. I'm looking for the extension up higher. I'll add for a break through the first candle, make a new high there, looking for the extension. Very nice trade. I'll take a little bit off here, looking for the extension up over 350. And unfortunately, we stall out. I see some resistance come in, and I sell my position for an $87 winner, almost 90 bucks on this one trade alone in the big account. So this was a really nice trade, and there was a lot of opportunities to buy and sell within here. And that was one of the best opportunities that I saw. Unfortunately, it didn't pull away the way I wanted it to. I really wanted to see it go immediately to 350, immediately to 370, and back through high of day. That's what would have been a really nice play. But unfortunately, it stalled out, and some sellers came in and shot the stock back down. Our next case study is AMST. If we go through the same order here, the stock does have news. The news headline is just under this level here. It's going to be the therapeutics company, and they're going to come out with positive clinical data demonstrating that they reach majority of a major pancreatic cancer, metastatic sites falling. So it's a very thick headline, right? So pancreatic cancer, a huge issue in America. And so what we're looking for is a possible extension off of support here. Again, same similar concept. I'll take a trade in my big account. Unfortunately, you can't see the position size, but I'll take a small dip in this area. So what same thing I'm looking for. We have our new candle to make to form, where this 1 minute candle just formed here. We're coming down to support, which is VWAP, and then we made a really nice play, and this is our first 1 minute pullback. And so now what I'm looking for is a possible squeeze through 16. So what I'll look at on this type of stock is the extension up over this level, looking for, back through highs. And we had a similar pattern here, but I was still able to earn some profit on it, even if it didn't go all the way back to high of day. So we pull back here, and I'm looking to add just within this level here as the candle's turning green on the 1 minute, looking for the extension up over $16. So I'll add at 14. Let's see, I'll add at 14.70, looking to get out at around $16 a share, which is $1 a share gain, which is awesome. So there's your pop there, all the way to 16, looking for that extension. We come into a little bit of resistance, but I was still able to earn just a little bit of profit from this trade. So I'll pull the profit up here in just a minute here. Let's see. So you guys will be able to see the trade as well. So let's see if we would be able to pull up the trade. Regardless, I can show the P&L within this area, $150 on SLXN. So there's a really good amount of opportunity in these levels for you to trade and to gain a good amount of experience just by looking for these momentary dips in the stock while they're moving up higher. You don't necessarily need to always buy the break of a new candle high. There's opportunities in dip levels. There's opportunities in some of these stocks where they're making 5,000% move. And if you can buy the dip and look for the extension higher, this one went up $10 a share just after this trade. So the potential in some of these stocks have, huge upside to them. And a lot has to do with, the news catalysts that form off these companies. And then also the amount of shares available to trade are very low. And so that creates, when there's, high demand, it creates a huge imbalance where these buying and selling moves get very drastic and there's a lot of opportunities. So if this is something that you're interested in, there's I have a lot of educational benefits on my Discord that you guys can check out. And then, there are other opportunities on my YouTube that you can see how I buy and sell some of these stocks and that you can make some profit too as well. So I can't guarantee, any profits can be made in the market, but what I can guarantee is that, practice in the simulator, prove that you have some profitability, and then work your way to live trading, and then you have an opportunity there. If you go into live trading without a strategy, you're just throwing money at the wall and you're just gambling. So make sure you build a little bit of an edge yourself, prove that you can, be profitable in a simulator before you put real money on the line, and go from there. So I hope this gave you some educational benefit for, what type of stocks that I'm looking for on a daily basis when I'm sitting down and looking for these nice moves. We had Octo this on Monday make a 4,000% move. OCTO. That was an amazing squeeze from earlier this week. And I was trading it every step of the way. So this was the 1 minute play on OCTO here on Monday. So really nice, all the way up to $50 a share from a low of 141. And these are opportunities that happen every single day in the market, and you guys can capitalize on them. So, manage your risk. There's you can make a lot of money in the market, but you can also lose a lot. So practice, study, and then eventually, hopefully, you can get there too. If you do want to check out the Discord, it'll be linked in the description for you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it.